Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Ware. I'm a senior group leader, and today we had a planned coaching which was about creating stationery, the marketing hub, and about the learning portal. But as I've just explained to people here, things have come into my midst today, and it's so apparent to me that there's an awful lot of people that I'm not understanding what's really going on in the energy market, that I feel I want to home in and to help you guys when you're in front of them, okay? Because I think it's terribly important. So the first thing to share with you is everything is volatile with what's going on. We're in quite a ridiculous world. People think this is about the energy companies bringing up the prices. They're not. They're being told to do it. They have no choice. The price cap's being raised, and they're saying it's about oil and Russia and everything. Listen, in truth, I don't think any of us really know what's going on. If we're truly honest, I'm hearing so many conflicting reasons, but the reality is we've got to deal with, as Wes Linden would say, we've got to control the controllables, the things that we can do and the things we can do to help people. So what I'd like to say is, first of all, our fixed rate is going up again. So we're currently now on, what are we on? Fixed
37.
37. So I've done one today and I still haven't looked. Right, we're on fixed 37. Okay. And it's going to change. And it's changing on a weekly basis because of the fact that the outside influences are causing that to happen, because the company is out to protect not just the company, but our incomes, everything. They have to. All right. They've got to do that. I think they, in the wider context, they call it hedging. All right. They call it hedging. So let's share with you what's happened. I received a WhatsApp message from one of my team asking me, would I be so kind as to take a from one of her customers who didn't seem to understand what was going on. Now, when I came out of my own appointment, this gentleman, I rang back, because of course he rang in my appointment, but I rang him back. And in a nutshell, what he was saying was he was going on the quoting system. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the quoting system, what customers can do for themselves, because I don't think all of us are actually aware of this. So let's go into just uw.co.uk. Now, any customer can do this, even a non-customer can do this. And if you click my services, and if you click all our services, this is what they're able to do. They're able to get a quote. And this is very much like join the club. It's almost identical, as you'll see. So I think, for argument's sake, because obviously I've got to be very mindful, I can't start putting in things of customers. I'm going to put me in. All right. So let's go DT119AJ. And I live in Rosemary Cottage, or we do, I should say. And yes, own our home. And then it says get a quote. Now that obviously is true. So this is what comes up, and you'll recognize this. This is, I call it a sample page. It's a sample of what people may pay. Now the big word there is may. So they may pay this much. They may pay that. They may pay that for mobile. You'll work out that's the 5 gigabyte tariff. You'll work out the £16 a month is actually income protector. It's not the boiler cover. You'll realise that this is based on a fibre known as Ultra, which includes line rental, but they could take a higher one. They could take full fibre, and it certainly wouldn't be £21.60. And that is such a shot in the dark, because that is such a variable. It's not true, because if you spoke to someone in a 6-bedroom house with 5 kids, I can promise you it would never be that. So you have to just say to them, this is an idea. And what we want to do is always include everything, because this is the bit they do want to see. This is what they want to see, and explain it. We'd like to unlock maximum savings. That's what we'd like to do. If we can get 4 in, you can have all of this. And this is what I do on my appointment. So by bundling energy with 2 other services, you've unlocked 100% renewable electricity and are eligible for our fixed tariff. Plus, we'll also plant a tree for you in the UW woodland. It also means they get £200 towards any early termination fees from current suppliers. Now, the company doesn't give them £200. They have to forward in their final invoice, which shows an early termination fee or a contract fee. And that will be reimbursed up to £200 across any services. If they're a homeowner, it also means they get a permanent extra 10% discount within their phone and broadband contract. And it also means it puts them in charge of the 5% off the government's energy price cap. And it's saying here, saving you £98 a year. Now, that is such a ridiculous statement, because the lady today, I've saved her over 694 on her energy alone. And she's a lady living on her own in a house. And you're probably thinking, how on earth did you do that? So let me just now, let's continue. All right, so what we'll do is say next. And what comes up is what is available for me. And as you can see, not a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're aware, I tell everybody, we live in this glorious place, but it comes at a premium in that we live 1.5 miles from the village where the cabinet is, and the telegraph pole, as Kevin has seen, ends in my front garden. And this is what we have. Okay, £21.60, but a wonderful 12 megs. They guarantee 10.5. Generally, I am getting that. I usually average about 11. On good days, it goes up to 14. This is the hard part for me. It's the upload. That's why often you're waiting to the next day when I return the recording, because it takes a long time. So let's go select. Now, let's be truthful with my setup. My Wi-Fi hub is downstairs at the front of the house. I'm upstairs at the back. It is a fair size place, and I don't need any extra boosters. It works perfect. And by the way, I'm not Ethernet, which means I'm not hardwired. We are doing this through the Wi-Fi, and hopefully everybody understands what I mean. I now have to put in my landline number, because if I don't, it will create a new line. Okay. And there you are. I don't know it, so I have to look it up because I don't give it out. So please don't write it down, because I don't want you calling me. No, it's not Virgin. And no, I don't need a package, because I have become modern, ladies and gentlemen. I've realised that the government has got a system where they want to end analog lines by 2025. So I thought I'd better go with the flow, and I better start using my mobile 24/7. So actually, that's the price. And after the 18 months, it will be £29.69. So all of you know that's the price I am currently paying. And listen, for the record, I'm going to stop the share. I have had words with upstairs on numerous occasions that I don't think it's correct, that we offer a special discount for new customers and the loyalty isn't extended to the rest of us. I am most poignant about that. I believe we should come somewhere in the middle. And I think we should do something like about £25, but everybody pays the same. And I think that's the policy that a lot of us would like, because I'm very uncomfortable with that. Okay, so we'll go back to where we were. And I don't mind that being on the recording, because I've said it to their faces. So next, continue. So now, a value sim. Now that's the one that's on the account, and that's for Juan. I'm on unlimited, but I'm on another account because I'm a limited company and I've got it all separate with my free phone number. So we select that because that's what we've got. And I want you to see how simple it is now. They've taken away all those slides. If I wanted to add another one, I just press add. I don't need to. It's there. All right. And there we are. And generally, I keep budget control off. If it was for a child, I would suggest it was on. All right. So that they don't start ringing 090 numbers and stuff like that. All right. Next. Now we're talking energy. So let's do me, electricity. Okay. So we're not economy 7, we're standard. Let's go to my bill and let's get the consumption. Here's something else that people don't know. They don't know where to damn well look. So let's go to the right page. And this is the page where everything's on it. So this is a reading. That would have been the 30th of June, and it was a customer's reading. All right. And then I was a good girl and I remembered it at the end of July. So actually that's true readings. So that's the kilowatts we've used. I'm now on a fixed green 28 to the 31st of May next year because my old rate ran out and I've got the new rate. And I was advised it could be £81 a month. Okay. Now I decided to pay 90 out of choice. And the reason being, if all goes well, we will be having an extension done and I will have workers here using electricity. So I'm being what I call a sensible customer and I'm thinking ahead. I'm allowing for that, okay? So that's why we are in credit. And actually most people should be in credit at this time of year, because what happens with energy, when you pay budget plan, you take the whole year's kilowatts, and in this case, our kilowatts are 3,901. You apply the price, which is the per kilowatt price and the standing charges. You come to a sum, a figure, and you just divide that by 12 months. And so you get the budget amount. Now, that doesn't mean that the budget amount is fixed. It means that as long as I use those kilowatts, that will be correct. But if I was to use less, then actually the credit would get bigger and possibly the budget amount could come down. If I was to use more kilowatts, despite that it's a fixed price and a fixed standing charge, if you use more, you've obviously got to pay more. This is the bit that people often don't understand. So that would have to increase, all right? Even though the fixed rate is still there, the prices I'm paying, okay? So there's the energy. So now look, 3901, let's go back to where we were. We're back on the system. So we enter and I put 3901. And now I say budget plan is my chosen way of paying method, get quote. So variable at the moment. Oh, have I made a good choice by fixing, ladies and gentlemen? Look. If I'd stayed on variable, they would be suggesting I pay £102 because rates have gone up. Everybody understanding that? Yeah. Let's have a look at the fixed tariff now. Green fixed 37 for me, 204. How much am I paying, ladies and gentlemen? It could be 81. I'm choosing to pay 90. Did I make a correct decision to fix? Yes, I did. Because in reality, things are going up. Now, I'm not going to continue what I've just done because all I'm doing is showing you to that part. Now, if I want to have boiler cover, which I've got and all of that, that will be on there. But what I wanted to show you was real. I fixed earlier on when I was able to, made the decision to, glad I did, because in the space of only 2 months, I'd be paying double. Now, let's share with you why I'm going into this, because a gentleman rang and he couldn't understand that when he went on the quoting system, why it was coming out so high. He could not understand. Now, first of all, I'll share with you that the reason it was coming out so high was because he wasn't putting in the annual kilowatt consumption. He was putting in actually a monthly kilowatt consumption, and then he was going times 12. I don't know if you've ever been told, but you should never do that, because the reality is in the summer we use less and in the winter we use more. Now it sort of evens out, but it may not always even out, because the reality is what your consumption is over a year is particular to you. And he could be a person that the consumption of the month he chose was particularly high, and he did it times 12. And I said, no, you're meant to put the annual kilowatt consumption. So I referred him back to our invoice with UW, and he was standard variable. He was going to add in a mobile, and he was going to add in income protector, which he thought was a good deal. He didn't want to change his phone and broadband. He didn't understand the bigger picture, that although he was paying, I think he said £20 a month to EE for his broadband, by paying £21.60, he would actually be better off overall. But some people you cannot help them see. I call it the meal deal. If we go to Tesco's or Sainsbury's or any of them and buy a sandwich, a bag of crisps, a snack and a drink, you might pay something like £3. But if you bought it individually, the sandwich could be £2.80. And it's the same thing. Bundle it together and it's cheaper. He couldn't seem to understand that concept no matter what, but he was keen with income protector. Anyway, he went back on the quoting system. He put it all in, as I said, and I've now had a wonderful text message saying, thank you so much for your support, because now I understand. Because what did I explain to him? Here it is. So first of all, I said, look, Tony, the reality is this. On the 1st of October, in the last week, it's gone up, the price hike for the cap. It was 81%, now it's 84.5. On the 1st of January, it's gone from 19, it's going to be 28. It's almost doubled. And on the 1st of April, they're reckoning at the moment 17.5. I would ascertain that that could be something like 50 plus by the time we get there. So I said to him, what happens? It's a compounding figure. It's a cumulative and it compounds. So if we went back to the share, let's go back to variable. See the 204 on the fixed. Let's go variable. So at the moment that says £102. Let's have a look at the price. Let's open it up. I really want people to understand this. That's £1,219 a year. So what you have to do, and I'm going to do this with you, and you might like to do it too. If we say 1219, you've got to go times 84.5%. Now that's an additional £1,030. Forget the pence. You've got to add the two together. So now you've got £2,249 a year. Now, that's not the whole story, is it? Because on the 1st of January, we know for sure, well, provided it don't go up again, there's going to be another 28%. So we've got the 84.5, now we've got 28. So you've now, this is the bit that's cheeky. Because somebody talked about the whole amount is about 130%. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to take that final figure, 2249. That was with the, 2249. Now you've got to go times 28%. And that's another £629.72. And if you add 2249, you've now got 2,878.72. Now, take that figure, divide it by 12 months, and you've now got £239. Well, they would round it up because it's 89p. They'd say £240. £240. Let's have a look at the fixed at the moment. 204. 204 against 249. But that's not the whole story, is it? Because on the 1st of April, it's going to go up again. So is it a good idea to fix? Yes, it is. Now, this is the bit they won't get. Yes, but at the moment, I'm only paying, they'll say, 100. And I'll say, well, yes, you are. If they're in a fixed at the moment that's about to expire, they will pro rata be paying even less because they never incurred the 54% hike that happened on the 1st of April gone. Yeah, I can see you nodding, Dawn, so I know you understand. Are you all with me so far? Yeah, okay. So whatever their prices are, if they're in a fix now, that has to be disregarded. You have to look at what is that company's standard variable rate at the moment? What is it at the moment? And then apply 84.5, add it, then apply 28, add it. Now you will get a real figure. And when you've got the real figure, divide it by 12 months. In this system here, let me show you. Let me go back. Hang on. In this system here, you would put the price. Do you remember? It asked you, if I go back right. You put the kilowatts and remember when it asks what is the amount you're paying. So I'm trying to get back to the bit that says it. Right, so there's that. Electrico. Oh, I thought it asked what was the amount, what you're currently paying. It's gone. I'm not going mad. Right, but anyway, whatever they're currently paying, that now you've got to apply the 84.5 and the 28. The whole thing compounded, divided by 12, and now you've got a monthly figure that is true to their current supplier against what we put in the system. Now, if they say to you, but what's your variable rate? Say, great, with 3 services, we go back. Let me show you. Okay, we're back there. So we've got the rates and it's remembered it there. Monthly budget plan, quote. Our variable rate is 102. But say to them this. Yes, but that's not true, is it? Because we've got to do the same to our variable as we've done to your variable. And you have to apply the 80.4 and you have to apply the 28. Now, we will probably still come out a bit cheaper because we guarantee to be 5% under the government's price cap, and the other companies aren't managing to do that. However, I believe we're doing them a disservice by not showing them and explaining why the fixed is so good. Right, unmute, and I would like some feedback because I'd like to know, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great. Now, I want to share with what I did on the customer today. Okay, so she was with EE, paying 26. Put them on mute. Paying £26.23, which was £314.76 a year. With us, £21.60, so 259. So straight away, there was 40, 50, just over £55 a year saving. Very happy to switch. Amazingly out of contract. It doesn't usually happen like that, but it was. Then she was with EE for her mobile, currently paying £26.39, and she only has 4 gigabytes. I said, do you ever go over? She said, no. I said, well, look, the only tariff that I have near that is got 5 gig, unlimited minutes, unlimited text. But instead of £26.39, how would you like to pay 12? Oh, she said, it's a done deal. I said, why are you paying £26.39? And she said to me, because I had a contract for a phone, but the blighters have never reduced the tariff to airtime only. This still goes on. Yes, I know, mouth open. That's exactly it. So I said to her, right, well, we'll sort that out straight away. Let's put you on that. So now I've saved her half on her mobile. Then we came to energy. Now, this was the bit that it took a while for the penny to drop. So I did everything I've explained to you. And she kept saying, yeah, but I don't want to pay 457 at the moment. That was our fix on her consumption. 8,970 electric only, by the way. All right. It's different for me because we've got a sunken gas tank, LPG. So we still have heating on gas, but not mains. So that usage was fine as far as I was concerned. She wasn't on economy 7 and it was general domestic, which is known as rate 1, which is all the time. So I sat there and I got her to sit right next to me with a big sheet of paper, and we did it together, bit by bit. And then she wanted to get her current rates and go times 84.5. Now, what do I mean by current rates? So currently, she's paying 27.10 pence per kilowatt. Times that by 84.5, the figure came to, and it was over 50 pence. Now, ours works out at 54p. And straight away she said, oh, I don't even have to work it out because with another 28% on top, that's going to way exceed 54 pence. Now she was satisfied. However, she didn't want to pay 457, which was the monthly amount on the fixed rate. So I said to her, I've got an idea, and this might help you too. I said, look, at this moment, you are not using a lot of electricity because it's summer. As you move into October, November, December, you will do. Why don't we go back and why don't we tick monthly direct debit in arrears, which is you pay for exactly what you use each month. So I said, reflectively, as long as you give a reading on the last working day of the month, you will pay exactly for what you use, which it wouldn't be as much as 457 because you're not using that in the summer. And she went, I totally understand that. That's what I want. I said, however, be aware that when it comes to the winter and you switch on that heating, it's going to be more. No, she said, I totally understand that. I'd prefer that. And that's the way we did it. And I saved her, without cashback, £806 a year on those services. But she said to me, I reckon I'll get at least £30 a month cashback. Well, I was only going to put 20 in, but then she said to me, she tends to shop for her children, her grown-up children. She buys it for them. I'm thinking, mug? But who could say? I know, could I be her daughter too? So she said to me, no, I reckon we'll say 30. I'm probably going to get more. So 360 off the total figure meant with cashback, she's saving 1,166. And she turned to me and said, that's like having 3 months free electricity. So there we are. So there's 2 scenarios there to explain to you. And I know I was meant to do something else, but I really believe that that's important. And it's, please take a pad with you, or like I use, a sheet so you can write it all down. But all the sort of sums, because it's all in one place, I do them on the back when I'm doing it. And I get them to sit with me so they're watching me do it. And I believe that that time we spend with them explaining so they clearly comprehend, and comprehend is different to just listening. It's actually complete understanding. Yeah, comprehension is understanding with listening. All right, and that's what they need to be able to do. Otherwise, when you walk out the door, if there's any like, oh my God, have I done the right thing, they'll cancel. but I also believe it means they do sign on the dotted line. All right. Now, with the information I've just had that we are losing this current fixed rate, again, I did a Zoom last night and I've said to them, they had to get their figures. I said, please hurry up. I've got a ghastly feeling this fixed rate will run out, and I'm correct. So I think tomorrow morning I'm going to be doing another one. So it's get on the phone and let people know. Guys, we've gone just 2 minutes over. I promise next week it will be about what it was, but I'll do the recording. But I think this was more valuable because this is about money and reducing people's bills and really helping them. Because if we can knock £500, £600, £700 off their bills, we've done a damn good job. All right. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for being part of it. And I'll send the recording out later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.